From the 15th century to the mid-19th century, graphic images were produced by hand by cutting, incising, or drawing an image on a wooden, metal, or stone plate. The plate was then inked, and the image transferred from plate to paper or parchment in a printing press. Photography was introduced in the 19th century as a new way of creating images using the camera obscura, an optical device used as a drawing aid. Soon after its initial invention, people continued to introduce new photographic processes and materials. As a result, from 1839 to the present, there are dozens of ways to create a photographic image, and each process uses a variety of different materials. So photographic process identification can be a difficult task, as many different photographs look very similar to one another. However, you're not doomed. With a little bit of knowledge of photographic materials and a great reference resource like Graphics Atlas, you will be able to perform process identification with ease. Also, it's a great party trick. So what is a photograph? A photograph is an image created through the use of light-sensitive chemical compounds. Depending on the process, the final image may be composed of a metal, like silver or platinum, or a colorant, like dye or pigment. And of course, the image is on a support, such as paper, glass, metal, plastic, cloth, ceramic, or even leather. Paper is the most common support and will be our focus because photographic prints are the most challenging to identify. Most photographic prints have a 1, 2, or 3-layer structure. The simplest photographs have a 1-layer structure in which the image forms in the paper support. 2-layer photographs have a binder. The binder is coated onto the paper support and the image forms in the binder. The binder can be albumin, collodion, gelatin, or gum arabic. 3-layer prints have an additional coating on the paper support. The purpose is to help the binder stick to the paper support and, in many cases, provide a smooth surface for the binder. Most photographic processes use the light sensitivity of silver salts to produce an image composed of silver. 19th century printed out prints were usually toned with gold, producing an image composed of both silver and gold, resulting in a purplish hue. 20th century developed out prints have black image tones. However, they could also be toned with sulfur to produce silver sulfide, which is brown, or selenium to produce silver selenide, which is purple-red, or both to get a range of shades of brown. Printed out and untoned developed out silver images are susceptible to deterioration and can look like this. Iron salts are also light sensitive. They are combined with the salts of a noble metal like platinum, and the final image is composed of platinum. Platinum images are black or brown. Alternately, the pigment Prussian blue can be photographically produced using iron salts. These prints are blue. Iron-based processes have a 1-layer structure. The pigment processes are based on the light sensitivity of chromium salts called dichromates. Pigment is mixed with gelatin or gum arabic and sensitized with a dichromate. The prints are pigment in gelatin or gum arabic on a paper support, and they can be any color. While most people agreed photography is awesome, an early criticism was that images were not in color. By the early 20th century, color photography was possible, and by the mid-20th century, it was pretty popular. The color image can be composed of dye or pigment, depending on the process. Some dye-based color photographs can look like this due to image deterioration. Photomechanical processes are a marriage between the print illustration processes and photography. A printing plate is made from an original photograph, the plate is inked, and the image is transferred to paper in a printing press. Sound familiar? However, these technologies can only produce areas of ink or no ink, image or no image, so the photographic image is broken up into halftones, which are areas of ink or no ink. Prints made using digital print technologies are not based on light-sensitive chemicals, but rather electronic signals. Like photomechanical processes, digital technologies break the image up into areas of image and no image. The materials are different for each technology. Inkjet uses dye-based or pigment-based inks. They may have an image receiving layer, which provides the same purpose as the photographic image binder. Electrophotographic prints are composed of pigment and thermoplastic resin on coated or uncoated paper or plastic, and dye diffusion thermal transfer images are, you guessed it, dye. They have a resin-coated paper support with lots of other layers. While many photographic processes have some common characteristics, they will differ in other ways. For example, silver printed out processes all have purple-red image tones, but their layer structures differ, producing different surface sheens. Also, Under magnification, most prints will look different from one another. True photographs are continuous in tone. Pigment particles are visible in pigment-based processes, and photomechanical and digital print processes have a pattern image structure. This knowledge, used in tandem with a reference resource like Graphics Atlas, will help you identify the objects in your collection and make you a hit at parties.